Hello guys and welcome to CFC Fan TV. I'm Ben and thank you very much for joining. So today we're going to talk a little bit about transfer rumours. The transfer window shuts very soon. Chelsea have conducted just the one bit of significant business in bringing Jorginho to the club. Rob Green doesn't really count as a new signing, considering the lack of playing time he's going to get. The papers today are all suggesting that Wilfried ZAHA is going to join the club. Now, that would be quite a significant move. ZAHA, he's still a young player. He's proven in the Premier League, and he's in great form. I think if you remember correctly, last season Palace had lost 7 games in a row at the start of the season. He was out of action, came back. No need to remind everyone at home who they beat, because it was us, and ZAHA had a blinder, as he always seems to against us. ZAHA has had a spell at a big club. He did go to Man United, and it's fair to say that he wasn't very successful there. I think he wasn't really given the fair crack of the whip, and he joined with David Moyes at the helm, and I think that whole period of instability at United was really part of his downfall. And he went back to Palace, I think initially on loan before they re-signed him, and he's been a revelation. I think it was a shame in the summer for England that he did choose to play for the Ivory Coast, having already represented England before. I think he would have really added a whole different dimension to the national team this summer. Probably would have gotten in ahead of Lingard on one of the wings, and I think really a player like him could have made a massive difference for England in terms of trying to get to that World Cup final when we succumbed to Croatia. But the Chelsea links, they're a little bit strange, and they did come out of nowhere last week. They've now sort of been knocking around for a while, and now they seem to be gathering a little bit of steam. I had the Hurricane on the phone this morning, and he said, listen, my sources XYZ are telling me this, and it sounds like it could really happen. But what does that mean for Chelsea for the next season? Well, at the minute, we already have 4 first-team wingers. We have Eden Hazard, who, very unlikely is going to be leaving in the next couple of weeks. We have Willian, who is back after his passport issues, whatever we make of that. And we have Pedro, who's just signed today a new 1-year deal, which I think is good news. Pedro's a very good utility player. I'm not sure he'll be a starter for us next season. Or should I say, is it this season? Oh, yeah. I'm not sure he'll be a starter for us this coming season. He offers a lot, and I think under Sarri he will really... He'll be able to have a bit more creative license, and, Pedro's a very energetic player. He tracks back. He gives a lot for the team, and I think, obviously, given his experience, he'll be good to have in and amongst the squad. Like I said, I don't think he'll be a starter, but that's yet to be seen. And also, we have Callum Hudson-Odoi. I think after watching him in that Arsenal game, and it's okay to get carried away just a little bit with pre-season, especially when a player, gives a performance like he did. And he wasn't playing against a 14-year-old left-back, or right-back, I should say. He wasn't playing against an absolutely nobody. He was playing against Hector Bellerin, who is, in my opinion, a little bit overrated, and that's up to you to agree with me or not. I think he's a bit of a FIFA hype player, and, people seem to think he's good because he can run fast, and he is good, and he can run fast, but I think Hudson-Odoi seemed to be able to run a lot faster than him. Again, like I said, pre-season, don't want to get carried away, but Sarri has said that he'll be a first-team player this season, which is really great news. So that's already 4 wingers in the squad. ZAHA, do we need him? Well, I think the ZAHA rumours signify that maybe one of those 4 will be leaving. I don't think it's going to be Hazard. Well, I hope not. It's not going to be Pedro, and it's not going to be Hudson-Odoi. So I think ZAHA coming in might mean Willian is going out. I think we were quite reluctant to sell him to Barcelona. They went in for Malcolm instead. Real Madrid have been linked, which I'll be very surprised with. And also Man United. Now, we do have this knack of selling players to Man United, which I'm a massive disapprover of. I think, strengthening rivals, whoever they may be, is just... It's poor form, and, it's not proven us any benefit. I think, Mata's popped in with quite a few crucial goals for United over the years. Matic didn't have the best season last season, but he was still one of their key players, and he started almost all their games, and you know he was very solid for them. So as much as Willian, I think, divides opinion. I've never been such a big fan. I think he's a bit hot and cold. His inconsistencies are a bit frustrating, and he hasn't really come up with that many goals and assists per season since he's been at the club. Stats don't always speak volumes of a player. I think Eden Hazard is a key, he's a key person who proves that is a fact, because he hasn't scored 30 goals a year, he hasn't done 30 assists a season, but he's still been consistently probably the best player in the Premier League. So I think stats don't always tell the full story, but I think just for me, his inconsistency, and you might at home say well, he was Player of the Year last season, he was Player of the Year in 2015-16, but for me he's been our best player when we've been at our worst. Now, does that say enough about the team, or does that say something about him? I'm not sure. Obviously, let me know what you think about Willian. It'll be good to get the debate going, whether or not he's staying. But back to Zaha, Palace really want to keep hold of him. The reports are that he's already on about £100,000 a week. They've reportedly offered him £125,000 a week, and apparently he's turned that down. Everton were interested. They then went for Richarlison instead. He's not so keen to move to the north from everything that's been said about him. His failed stint up there, I think, gave him a negative view of going up north, and he's settled in London. So the move makes sense for all parties. There was a report in one of the papers, £30 million plus Danny Drinkwater, and I think for them that's a great deal, and for us that's a great deal. I think they're interested in Drinkwater. I think he's not got a future at Chelsea. He's not really, he's not the type of player that's going to suit, dare I say, Sarri ball. We've got in the middle, we've got better players than him. Barkley's looking sharp in pre-season. He suits that, that three in the middle a bit more. We got Fabregas, we got Jorginho, we've got Kante, we've got hopefully Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek might actually have a big part to play in this. This is me just really speculating more than anything. It wouldn't be a surprise if they asked for him in some sort of deal. If we gave him Drinkwater, loaned him Loftus-Cheek for a year, and got Zaha on the cheap, I think we'd take that. He's a great player, and Spurs want him, and if we can get him instead of him going to Spurs, I think that will be a nice little dig ahead of the season starting. So yeah, it's exciting times. We don't have a lot of days left. I think there's 6 days left of the transfer market. We all want to see some more players coming in, but if us not signing anyone means that Loftus-Cheek will get a chance, Hudson-Odoi will get a chance, Ampadu's going to be in the squad, and Sarri can really get these youngsters playing free-flowing, attacking football, then I'm all for it. But in terms of Zaha, personally, I would take it. I think it's a move that makes sense for us and for him. Palace, not going to be so happy to see the back of him, because he's probably their only good player. No offence, Palace fans, who I know, and there is a couple of them, and they've not been happy when I've been asking about the Zaha stuff, so they'll be a little bit annoyed, so it'll be nice on a personal level to get one over them as well. But yeah, it looks like it might happen. I'm all for it. Let us know what you think, and if you think it's going to be a good deal. Subscribe on YouTube, because how else are you going to watch our videos? And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. It's @TheRebuck. You can follow, obviously, us on Twitter, CFC Fan TV. There's an underscore in there somewhere. I should probably remember that. But yeah, thanks for joining us. Rory and the Hurricane and Sophie will no doubt be back in the next coming days. And it's been good having you. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you again very soon.